Hi everyone, it's Alison Solven with Stamp Crazy with Alison. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, which is a suburb of Vancouver. I'm just going to make sure that I'm broadcasting to you guys, so I'm going to go over to my other screens while I wait for you guys to hop on and join me. Looks like I'm good on my page, and I'm on YouTube, so that's good. And let's just see if I'm live over here with sound. And I am, so we're good. All I need is for people to come. Now I do have a live guest today. My sister is sitting here in my Mom, can't go that way. I'm sorry, I was telling her that you can't go that way. She's in my screen now. Oh well, there she was, gone. So I'll just wait for you guys to pop on. This is an extra day today because I am doing a Fitting Florets project for the class that Ange and I are doing. So just hopefully some people will come and I can get started, but I don't see anybody here yet. We'll just hang in there to see. There's Mo again. Sneaking back. Can't see Mo if anybody's watching. Nobody's commenting, and so it's really odd. There's usually somebody on by now. So I don't know. Nobody on. Oh well. I guess I could do it as a recording. Oh, there's Keisha. Phew, Keisha's getting worried. There's nobody coming. How you doing? Hi, Cynthia from New Jersey. Oh, good. We're all good. Okay. Well, we can get started in a sec. I'm just going to put my different screen on. You can see that we're going to be using the Fitting Florets. My partner, Ange, McKay, and I are doing this as our class, our virtual class. The class itself is on December the 5th, but we have to place our orders to get all your goodie bag stuff by next week. For those of you living in the US, so that would be Cynthia, for example, here today, you can just order the PDF. I think it's $13 Canadian. And while we can't send you the goodie bag and we can't send you the card kit, you can look at the measurements and the information, cut it all yourself, and still join us live and craft along with us on the 5th. So consider that. All right, you guys, I think we can get started. We're going to be making a fancy fold card today, and I've got my little assistant here across the table from me who's going to help me if I've lost anything. So, Fitting Florets. Let me just remind you, if this is your first time with me, welcome. And if you don't have a demonstrator and you live in Canada, I'd love to help you out. Jennifer, you broke down and bought a couple more packs. Yeah, the DSP, I would recommend doing that. Facebook's not giving you notifications, Keisha? Oh, okay. Well, that's good. I was just a little worried. I got some weird comment from Facebook today, and I thought, oh, maybe nobody can find me anymore. Anyway, let me tell you about what's included in the collection, Fitting Florets Collection. So we've got the framed floret stamp set, the framed floret die set. So you've got some ovals, you've got some shapes, you've got things that cut out the actual shapes from the stamped images. We've got an add-on framed and festive stamp sets. So this is more Christmas oriented and sort of goes with the other products because it's the same type of font and so on, and it works with the dies. Okay, so with the class, you're going to get a full set of the gold adhesive back swirls, and you can see that I've used most of them up here. You're going to get half a package of the designer series paper, and Jennifer's just saying she broke down and bought 2 extra packs. I'd recommend, if you really like it, to do that, mostly because the DSP is available to the 4th of January, but it's only available while supplies last, so it may run out. And so we've got these beautiful patterns on this side. We've got these, sort of more nondescript, I guess, on the back. And you're going to get a full 12 by 12, 6 sheets cut in half to 6 by 12, just so it's easier to mail. So you're going to get that as part of your class. You're also going to get a half a package of the adhesive sheets, which makes it really easy to adhere the die cuts that are, especially those ones that are a little bit finicky. Okay, you're also going to get a card kit that's going to have 4 cards all ready to go, and you're going to get a PDF and then you can join us and stamp along. So we'd love to have you join us. All right, so today I'm going to use the Fitting Florets stamp set, and we're going to start with Balmy Blue is the base. And this is cut 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Having Mo here, it's so fun. It's like I'm doing this in front of a whole room full of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and I'm on stage. I'm looking out, and then all I can see is my sister, which is nice. So we've got our card base. Then I've gone ahead and cut a piece of designer series paper. I love this blue pattern, and that's the other side. We're going to cut that to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay, who's hopping on here? Hi, Donna. Welcome. Nice to see you on here. We've got a bunch of other stuff here. I've got a piece of white that I am going to put in the inside. It's cut to same 5 1/4 by 4. And I've got this little strip of DSP. I think this is maybe 1/2 inch. My other sister, Ellie, likes to use up her scraps, and I think it's a great idea. You've got all these leftover pieces of DSP, and it's great. Oh, Keisha says hi, Mo.
Hi.
Mo says hi. So I'm going to, before I lose this little piece, I'm going to hopefully start my glue. This is the thing about this glue. I love it, but when it's out, it's hard to sometimes tell that it's out. Does it kind of come out the other end? Nope. I guess it's dead. Good news is I have tons of it. So I'm going to grab it. Some of you like to use the Stampin' Seal. I'm not really good at it. I could if I practiced. But my preferred glue is the Tombow, the multi-purpose white glue. Now this is going to come out like a, yeah, quick. So just got to be a little careful when it's a brand new tube. We're going to glue it to the bottom here. I'm not going to go ahead and glue this inside because we're going to be making a fancy fold card, and hopefully I will remember all the steps. I made this card quite a while ago, and now I'm thinking, oh yeah, what did I do? So we'll be making it together and hoping for the best. Why don't we go ahead and glue this piece to the front? We do that. I know a lot of people have been making lots of cards with the Fitting Florets. You can see lots of samples online. Okay, now what I want to do is cut a oval out of the front of that. So I'm going to grab I got to really be mindful of what I'm doing here. Mostly because I want to make sure I get the right, yeah. I think I'm just using this oval. So I like this one. It's the one we're using. Yep. So I'm going to cut out the front of this card. And I'm going to hope that even though I'm going through quite a few, well, more than a normal layer, that I'll be okay with my mini, which I think I should be. So remember the sandwich. It's the number 3 plate, the number 2 plate. Oh, I can't do it. See? I can't do it because my mini isn't wide enough to let that go through. So I'm going to take it over to my big shot, not my big shot, my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Not a big shot. So I'm just going to be over here for a sec and talk amongst yourselves while I run this through. Like I said, it's most things you can do on your mini, but once you get larger than about, I think it's 3 3/4 now, or 3 1/2, then you can't use it because the platform just is not wide enough for that. So let's run that through. And there we go. I've had my sister here for a few days, and so we've been doing some things. And I guess I got a little bit out of practice on what the heck I was supposed to be making, and that's why I'm a little bit confused. So you can see here that you've got this leftover oval piece. So you can save that and use that on another project. I am going to keep this piece. Okay, but I'm also going to cut a few other things using the same oval. So let's just do that right up front and we can get it done. So I've got a piece of soft succulent, And I'm going to run that through. In this case, I just want the outside oval piece. So this time I'm going to set this piece aside. It looks like an egg. I'm going to set that one aside. Frame. Yes, and just use the frame. So that's what we're going to do. And then, oh, hi, Ellie. Hi, Ellie. Mo's here today. So that's kind of fun. Hi, Levine. How are you? I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope you're doing well. I'm also going to need a oval out of this. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to need an oval out of white. So, nope, not going to need that. See, it's been a while since I made this card. This is good that Mo sees that I'm kind of like, what am I doing? Oh, yeah, what am I up to? All right, we got it. So this is the piece that we cut out of the front, right, you guys? Everybody's following me along on that. And it looks like, although not necessary, it looks like I've kind of given myself a little bit of finishing touch, I guess I would call it. I am going to cut one more oval out of this, and you'll see why in a sec. So what are we up to now? 3 ovals? I think we've cut about 3 out. Turn that over. Make sure I'm in, make sure I'm in field of vision there. Okay. Go. Some of us are getting ready to go to convention, or on stage they call it, which is like a little mini convention, little C convention on Saturday. So looking forward to seeing my friends and teammates because we haven't been able to get together in so long. It's going to feel kind of odd to see them all in person. Oh, yes, Levine, it is nice to have Mo here with me. And Levine says hi. Hi. Mo says hi. All right, you guys. So here's what we're going to do. We got a bunch of stuff here. This is the one that we cut out that's got the backing. And this piece here, I'm going to make like a little sandwich. Because I'm going to need it's sort of like a little arm here. Because I'm going to be making a fun fold card. And I'm going to just show you the card. Usually I don't, but let's just look at it. We're going to be making this little arm hinge piece. Okay, that's what we're working on. So maybe if you see that, you'll sort of be able to figure out what I'm actually trying to accomplish here. So let's stamp a saying. So let's grab one. And I want to use the Fitting Florets one, or Frame Florets one. Let's see. I think I'm going to use the birthday. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. So let's find that in here. Don't look at my mess of how I do these things. Here it is. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. Usually, well, not usually, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes I'm more organized than I am today. But Mo and I have been having fun, and so I didn't really care. And then I was kind of scrambling, grabbing all my stuff. So remember, I'm gonna emboss this. So we're gonna use our embossing buddy, and we're gonna just rub it over top. That gets rid of all those oily bits from your skin and anything that a piece of cardstock could have picked up just from the air and stuff landing on it. I'm going to be embossing it in white. I'm just going to grab a scrap of paper here and just dump it all on. There we go. Yep, looks good. And then we can put all that back inside. All right. Then we can go ahead and heat set that. Okay, there's our little guy. Now this piece is kind of small, so one of the new products that's in our mini catalog is this fantastic embossing accessories kit, I think it is. I'm looking over at Mo. She's nodding yes. So we've got a brush, we've got a set of tweezers, we've got an embossing buddy, and we've got the actual tray. So this is just a neat way to hold on to your project while you're heat embossing it so you don't burn your fingers. Oh, Jennifer, sorry. I mentioned it at the beginning. You'll see on the replay, Mo is my sister. Sorry. you joined a little bit after I started. So yeah, Mo is my sister. Mo lives in Toronto. She's out here for On Stage. And the person that answered that question, Ellie, is my other sister, but she couldn't make it. So she's still back in Toronto. Oh, hi, Elaine. Yeah, the tweezers are the best. Aren't they the best? Because they don't get all hot, right? They've got, I don't know what they've got on them. What would you call that, Mo? It's like a matte finish almost. So it really is awesome. Okay, now what we're going to end up doing is gluing these two pieces together, but we're going to be making a sandwich with our little arm here, which I think that arm is far too thick. Mo is nodding in agreement. So we're going to just bring in our cutter, and I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller. I think 1 inch is plenty, don't you, Mo? Yeah. A little bit too fat. So this is kind of arbitrary because we're going to be setting it in place on the card. So this is 4 1/4. It probably doesn't even have to be that long. But let's glue this down. So I'm just going to put glue on the inside of this. I'm going to anchor this, hopefully straight in the middle like that. And then let's just put a little bit more glue on this side. And we're going to just sandwich that. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. This glue does move around a little bit until it completely dries. So just be careful that you don't go like that and it goes sliding off. So that's what we've got. We've got the saying and we've got this little arm. Okay, and I just noticed, I don't know if that's really, that I finished heat setting the top of that. Let's give it a little blast. I guess it's okay. All right, so remember earlier we had our piece of basic white. Oops. And we're going to be affixing it inside the card like this. And this piece, now this gets a bit tricky. It's kind of finicky. Is that a word, finicky? I think so. Just do your best. So I'm going to line that up in the middle. And then I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to make sure this is where I get, where I could probably use more of a temporary tape. And luckily, look at that, I have some. Jennifer says, Mo, that we're so lucky because her sisters don't stamp with her. Well, Ellie, my other sister, is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator too. So you're right, I am lucky. We're all lucky. My sister Mo has been a demonstrator as long as me, 20 years. Ellie, I think maybe 15 years. Does that sound about right? Yeah, so I'm just going to put this here. And then see, I want this to fold around in the back. So sometimes the easiest way to do that is to grab a bone folder and a ruler, straight edge, and then just give it a little crease like that. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to wrap this around just like that in between those two lines. Like that. Looks pretty good. Oh my gosh, after all those little phobos at the beginning, I think I think I've straightened it out. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this piece to the back. Okay. I think this, what is this card called? No, a buckle card. I don't know what this card is called.
I really don't know.
Somebody will know what it's called. My sister Ellie would probably know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. Buckle card, or Elaine might know. Elaine, do you know what the name of this fancy fold is? Just in case people are looking it up online or trying to Google it. Okay, I think that looks good. And then we can erase these little lines. And we're good. So far, so good. Okay. I also, I'm going to be gluing this down. This is a bit tricky. Because I want it inside like that, which is a bit tricky. I wonder what I was thinking adding all these hard things to my, what was I thinking? Ellie says it's a buckle card. That sounds right. Okay, so let me just see. I think this is where I got myself all miscombobulated when I was making it originally. Just by adding this extra little oval kind of makes it a little more what's the word? Challenging. But you can do it, you guys. You can do it. So let's stamp something in the inside. That's why I put that little pencil mark, because I want to add an inside image. And the image I want to add is for a special person on a special day. There we go. Remember, you guys, I told you that this stamp set, I lost Fa La La and Merry Christmas. My poor sister Mo, it's her mission before she goes home to Toronto. She's determined to go through my entire office looking for it. Every so often she'll go, I can see a little light bulb go off, and I can know she's going to do, and she'll go, oh, maybe it's over here. Anyway, she's determined. I have to give her a prize if she finds it. Oh, she perked up there when I said that I was going to give her a prize. So I just stamped that, you guys, in the Memento ink. Okay. So now when this is covered up, when you open it, you're going to see for a special person. Okay. And we might as well go for the hard stuff, and let's add a little ring around here. Okay. A little oval. I guess I could kind of dry fit it like this. Ooh, that worked. Oh, that worked better than the last time. Wow, that worked well. Okay, so we're so far so good. Now, I think all we have to do now is stamp an image and color it in and cut it out and add some little fun things. So let's grab our little flowers. If you joined me yesterday, you know that I lost my dies for those little flowers when we were making that card yesterday, and I just fussy cut. Do you remember that? Who was with me yesterday remembers that? Good news, found them today. So sometimes things aren't lost forever. Oh, Elaine also agrees with Ellie. She says she doesn't know for sure, but she thinks it's a buckle card. And I think so too. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to stamp this image. Now this image, super pretty, and we're going to color it in and then die cut it. But it also, the same die will cut out the same image that's been printed on this paper. Let me show you. So that's the same image. Okay, so that'll work. Oh, my sister's lining up all my stuff for me. This is great. This is like having a sous chef. Only it's a, what would you be? A sous crafter. Okay, so we've got green. We've got, this is the soft succulent. Yes, it's the light one, you guys. I'm just going to use the light to do the flowers because I find soft succulent to be quite a strong color. So I think the light is dark enough. So I love blends. You can blend, obviously, but you can just color and not worry about blending, especially when you got little pieces like this. There'd be no point in trying to blend it. These leaves here are a bit bigger. You could add some dark highlights, but I think it looks fine just with the light. Okay. There, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to use, we can either use Balmy Blue or Pool Party. Oh no, Balmy can be a bit dark, can't it? Let's see. No, I think that's good. Balmy, yeah. So let's use the Balmy Blue, light and dark. Let's add some dark just to the inside, into that folded up part of a leaf. You know, in nature, when the leaf is folded up, or the petal is folded up, sometimes that under image, the one on the bottom, beneath, you know, the underside, I guess, can be darker than the one facing fully opened. Okay, oops, forgot to color that middle part. Let's do that in the dark. The Balmy's kind of nice because it doesn't, there's not a huge difference between the light and the dark, so it's not so stark, but there's enough that you get to see a little bit of contrast. And you can always go in and add darker later. There used to be this thinking, and Stampin' Up! Actually trained us this way, to, you have to work fast, because if you don't work fast, it's going to dry and then you won't be able to blend. Not true. I know it's shocking that Stampin' Up! Would say that, but it's true. You do not have to hurry. You can go back in whenever and add more color, and it works just beautifully. Okay. And there we go. Add that. All right. So that's our image. We just want to cut that out. So we're going to find our dies. I've got Mo sitting here, and she's probably thinking, where did you put your dies? You just had them. Here they are. Got them. She now can see live what I have to do to cut things or to find things. My workspace is not very big, right? Like where I'm working so that I can be on camera. So I think she's thinking, gee, no wonder you can't find stuff. I got it all over the place.
Do you want a little bit of red for your berries?
Do we want a little bit of red for our berries? I guess we could add, yeah, go ahead, Moni. Moni's going to get up and get me a blend. While she's doing that, I'm going to cut out my image. And then, good idea, we can add a little bit of red to those berries. Now, these could be berries. They could also be like seed pods. So if you wanted, you could do them in brown if you wanted. But I think red's a nice idea, Mo, because it'll make it pop a bit better, right? And I'm also going to cut you guys one of these little guys, leaves, and one of this kind of ornate leaf. At least that's what I call it. Thank you, Mo. So we've got, let's use this one. This one looks good. Light real red. I think that's perfect. So we'll just color that little berry in. They're like little dots. Mm-hmm. Very tiny. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. It kind of pops that out. Good call. I have to cut some green. And remember that little oval that we cut out earlier that we didn't need the inside for? We're going to use that to cut those other little pieces out. We're almost through our card. All right. Thanks for coming today, you guys, especially when it's not a day that I'm normally on. I appreciate you popping on. This is the last Fitting Florets card I'll make in terms of advertising for the class that Ange and I are doing. So she finished up on Tuesday. That was her last preview card for this class. So make sure that you sign up. I've got the links on, and I think they're on quite a few times. Just looking at this little bit will not pop out. There it is. Can't defeat me. There we go. So if you've been thinking about coming and you thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I want to go to that class. If you're like me, I have all the best intentions of signing up for things. And then I forget. I don't know if you guys are like me, but just a reminder, please sign up as soon as you can if you are hoping to attend. I'll probably have one extra kit by the time I get everything cut, but I am placing my order tomorrow because I want to get it next week so I can prep it all for everybody. And I hate when people miss out and they go, oh no, did I miss the deadline? So sign up if you're thinking of it. Okay, here's our card. We're going to just glue our piece down here. So they're doing all this construction near me. They're building a huge new pool. They're building a huge new bridge, like a 6-lane bridge. And they're all fairly close to me. And all I can hear is the pile driving because we live kind of on a, well, I don't know, not a bog, but certainly they have to pile deep because they're going to hit water if they don't. And I said to my sister today, do you hear that pile driving? And she didn't. And now that I've mentioned it to her, poor thing, she'll probably hear it in her head all the time now because it's kind of all day. What are people saying? Elaine says hi, Mo.
Hi,
Of
Elaine.
course. Yeah. Mo says hi. And you're right, Elaine. You and Levine met about 20 years ago. Yes, you did. We've all been around a long time, haven't we? Okay, so we pop this puppy up. I think so. Let's grab some dimensionals. I'm going to actually put the dimensionals right on the card rather than try and put it on the back because I don't know where that's going to land, right? This way, it's a little more controlled. So let's put those on. And there we go. Okay, I think that's good. Yep. So that's what our card looks like. But let's add a little bit of Wink Stella because you can always use Wink Stella, right? Anybody who tells you that you don't need any Wink Stella or anymore, you don't need that negativity in your life, I say just don't talk to that person. Don't talk to that crafter because you really do need some Wink Stella. It's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? Okay, you guys, so let me make sure I've got all this out of the way and you can see the card. So that's the card closed. And then the person will go, oh, isn't that fun? Look at that. And then they can open that. And then you can just sign your name. And look, isn't that awesome? All you've got room for is the person's name and your signature. You don't have to fill it with anything else. I like those kinds of cards where I don't have to write a whole bunch because I can never think about what to write. So that is what we all are kind of agreeing is a buckle card. And then I'm just going to remind you of the other cards that I shared. Yesterday, we made this card, right? Thank you with all my heart. Oh, why don't we add some Wink Stella to that? Yeah, I always use Wink Stella. There we go. That was yesterday's card. This was, I think on the weekend I made this card. It's a Christmas take. All the products are, again, in the collection except for these ribbons that I added, okay? This was a card that my sister, Mo, gave me all the bits. Oh, no, this wasn't it. I'm thinking of another card. Just a sec. This is a card I made last week. This was last week's card. And I used those pieces from the DSP that we were talking about, you know, that the die cuts them out. And then I cut that one out freehand from the same paper. This is a card that my sister gave me all the bits for. And I copied a card that she had in her studio when I was in Toronto a couple weeks ago. And this is a spanner card that we made together online. Also, I think last week. Okay, so hopefully you've gotten a little bit of taste of the different kinds of cards that you can make. And I'm just going to go back over here. Using the products, there's so many things that you can make with it. Just like Jennifer suggested, if you really like this DSP, you need to go and order more because I think it will sell out. It's quite popular. It is a fun fold card. You're right, Keisha. It's very fun. Jennifer says you don't need Wink Stella. You're just baiting me, Jennifer. All right, I think we've got everybody. Thanks again, you guys, for coming. Really appreciate it. I will be live again. Now, normally I'm live on Sundays at 10. My sister Bo and I are going to an event all day Saturday, a long day. We may be too engrossed in our catalog because we're going to get a copy of the catalog that's coming out in January. So we may be just too obsessed with it and I might forget to come on. I will do my very best to be on Sunday, but I might take the day off. We might do something. But I'll let you know. Okay, you guys. Oh, thanks, Celine. It is beautiful. It's beautiful, sweet Cynthia. If you don't have a demonstrator in the United States, my partner Patsy Wagner, who's in Minnesota, Stamps to Die For, would be happy to help you out. It is a fun day, Jennifer. It is long. You get kind of, by the end, you're kind of getting long in the tooth, right? Well, it'll be fun. It's just been so long since we've done it. We'll probably be out of practice. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day, and I hope you get some creative time in this weekend. Bye for now.